everyone. I wanted to go over how to refine your Wooble PAC-MAN pattern. I did purchase this pattern. This is the kit, and I just want to talk about how to get rid of these unsightly lines here when you put the mouth pieces together. I absolutely love the Woobles. I think they're really cute. I'm not sharing her pattern. I believe that you should purchase what she has created. I'm just talking about round N in the pattern, and also just how to put the two pieces together. I did run out of this yarn because I did make this Wooble, so I had to do this with a different type of yarn. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to address the issues with round 10. I am not sharing the Wooble pattern at all. This is not a copyright infringement. This is just taking an existing pattern and improving on two steps that I feel could make the pattern look a little better. So what I'm addressing right now is in row 10 when we make this chain for the mouth. I'm on round 10, and round 10 is just doing single crochets all the way around. So I'm approaching this chain 20 that I made right here. So I have 2 single crochets left to do, which I'm going to do right now. So that's 1 and 2. So now I have approached this chain, and ordinarily we would just do our single crochets into the top leg of our chain. A chain has an upper part and a lower part of the V. We would just put the single crochet into the top leg of the V. Instead, to create an effect that looks like this nice smooth edge here, I want this edge up here because going into just that top leg of the stitch is going to create like this wavy effect. Instead, I'm going to go into the back bump of the chain. This is the front part of the chain, and you see our V's. If you flip that over, you have a bump behind each stitch. This is the bump right here, and that is where I'm going to put my single crochets. So I'm up to the step where I have the chain. This is the chain right here. This is the stitch I'm going to go into, but I'm going to flip that chain around, and I'm going to find the bump, and that bump is right here. So I'm going to put my hook into the back bump, and then I'm going to do a single crochet. Now I'm going to go into the next stitch. So again, I'm going to flip behind. That's this stitch right here. I'm going to flip this chain over, and I'm going to go into the back bump. Sometimes you have to use the hook to get into the bump. Sometimes it's not easy to get into the bump. I'm struggling a little right now, right? Now I'm in that back bump, and then I'm going to do my single crochet. And I'm going to continue doing this across. So now I'm up to the third one. I'm going to go into back bump. This is 3. Make sure you count your stitches just so that you don't leave one out by accident. And I'm just going to continue going around, and then I'll show you what this looks like when we're done. Up to the last one. The last one can be a little sneaky sometimes, so I'm just going to flip it over, and it's right there. It is worth it. I know it's a little fiddly what I'm doing, but it is worth it. All right, I got in. Now I'm going to do my single crochet, and now I'm going to single crochet these 8. So now I'm going to go into this one, and then I'm going to single crochet the 8. This is what we have. This effect, instead of just going into the one chain, you have both your V's exposed now. So when you attach the black part of the mouth, it's going to look really neat, like the bottom half. It's going to match. Okay, so that was the first technique. And now I'm up to the part where I'm going to sew the mouthpiece in. The original instructions tell you to just do a whip stitch into the back loop of each. And I just want to show you what's going to happen if I do that. There's nothing wrong with this. I mean, it's, listen, this is a beginner's pattern. It's not meant to be anything crazy, I'm sure. If you've done a few of these kits and you're ready to just make it a little more advanced and look a little neater, you can try this out. So they go around like this, but then what's going to happen is you end up with these unsightly lines over here, which I'm not that crazy about. I feel like this is not a neat way to join these pieces together because the colors don't match and you don't get a nice smooth line. So that looks like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach this like this so that you have a nice clean demarcation between the two colors and there's no overlap between the two. So the way we're going to do this, the first thing we have to look at is how these stitches are constructed. So this is the back side of the single crochet. We're going to put our first stitch into this one right here. You don't put anything into this hinge. So you have your V here, but then if you look at the reverse side, there's this bar right here. This is where we're actually going to attach the yarn. So I have my black yarn threaded on the needle and I'm just going to pull this through that back bar. Cannot see that on the right side. I'm going to go into the back loop of the black piece. And I know black is really hard to see, so I apologize if this is difficult to see. Now I'm going to go into the next bar, which is right here. I'm going to go in there. And then I'm going to go into the corresponding back loop on the black. You can see that I'm connecting these two pieces, but it's not overlapping into the opposite color. So now I'm going to go into this next bar right here. And then into the back loop on the black. And the next one. And I'm just going to do this all the way around. And I'm just going to keep going until I go all the way around. And there is the mouthpiece put together. We don't have any bleeding of those colors and it's a nice clear demarcation. Now we're going to do the same thing for the other side. I do want to work from right to left, so I just flipped this piece over. I guess technically there's a right side and a wrong side for this, but because the yarn is black, it's very hard to see black yarn in detail. So I'm just going to flip it over. And I want to make sure that I attach this to the right stitch. I want to skip this chain. Okay, that's showing where you began your row. And on this side, you can see that this is the hinge right here. So I want to find the bar. So this is the first real single crochet. And I want to find the bar right under it, which is right here. Okay, and that's where we're going to attach our yarn. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go through the back loop of the black piece. And then I'm going to go into the bar. The back loop of the next stitch. And go into the bar. And I'm just going to do this all the way around, and it's the same exact thing. And here are the two pieces put together. So now I'm going to stuff it and I'm just going to sew up. And there it is put together. So you can see it's nice and clean and neat. Our edges look good. And I think that it just elevates a really cute pattern just so that it looks a little more refined and neat. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you decide to do this, I hope it's been helpful. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.